What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there crushing it on the tables. Had another marathon session last night. It says that I played for over 10 hours. I don't know if I did or not. I must have. I got in some tourneys on the side as well. Had a deep run in one of them. 2 or 3 cashes. Click that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on the tourney video coming out next. But today we're going to look at this cash session of over 5,500 hands. I'm sure we got in some interesting spots, and we should have some great poker to talk about. Let's jump right into it. We are reviewing today's session on Hold'em Manager 2. It is one of the greatest online poker tools. I highly suggest using this program if you are not already. The link for Hold'em Manager is down in the video description. First hand we're going to take a look at is Ace Queen on the button at the 25 NL table. The cutoff opens to 3x, and we just make a call here. I like to change it up against Mortal Lock. He is a very solid player, plays good numbers, and we get 3-bet from the big blind to 3x the open raise. Mortal Lock calls, and we just make a call here, being in position against these two players. The flop is ace high, rainbow. The big blind leads out for half pot. Cutoff folds, and we call on the button. The turn is another ace, the ace of clubs. Big blind leads out once again for half pot, and we just call. The river is the deuce of clubs. The club draw got there, but I think we can squeeze out some value from a lot of the pairs less than aces, who are going to find it very hard to fold in this spot to a bet. So I make it 8 1/4, and we do get a call and take that pot down with trip aces, queen kicker. Now we are over at the 50 NL table. We have pocket aces in the small blind. We get an open raise to 2x in the hijack seat. The button calls, and we 3-bet to 4.5x the open raise, and we get a call from the button, and we are heads up in this pot of $10.50. Flop is king 5. I lead out for half pot, and we get a call from our opponent. Turn is the 6 of hearts. Doesn't help out too many hands. I lead out for half pot once again, and our opponent calls. The river is the 9 of clubs, and I get the rest of the chips in on the river. If this player does have a king, they're going to be getting their chips in anyway, and we are going to be losing to that hand. But if this player does have a pair less than the kings that they're going to find it very hard to fold on, we can get value from all of those hands in this player's range. So I think betting here is the best play to try to realize the value that we have with the aces. And we do get a call. They had kings and 6s, and we take down this pot of almost $80. Now we're at the 100 NL table. We have pocket aces in the small blind. Folds around to us, and we open raise to 4x. The big blind calls. Flop is jack high, 2-tone, 2 spades out there. We lead out for $5, and we get 3-bets. And from what I can tell on this player's 3-bet numbers, they 3-bet pretty wide, so I decided to call here. There's now $38 in the pot. The turn is the 9 of diamonds. Doesn't really help out too many hands. I check to our opponent, who has very, very high turn bet numbers, and they bet 2406, about 2/3 of the pot. This board misses most of our opponent's ranges. If they did have something like 2s, 3s, or pocket jacks, we lose to all of those hands, but those are really the only hands that we should be worried of. Otherwise, we're probably going to be up against a lot of draws, the low straight draws, the flush draws, or we could be facing a straight up bluff in this spot. If we just call here, we're going to let them see a cheap river and possibly draw out on us if that is what they have, or we are going to be getting all of our chips in on the river if they already have a made hand. So let's just get all the chips in right now and make a big draw pay for it. We could get calls from a lot of the jacks in this player's range, so I decided to just jam all in right here, and our opponent does fold, and we take down this pot of over $83 without even seeing a showdown. Now we're looking at a little 7-6 suited in the big blind, playing at the 50 NL table. We get a couple limpers in there, and the button min raises. We got some good poker going on right here. I just make a call here for the extra 50 cents, and we see a 4-way flop. We wind up flopping a very, very strong draw. We have outside straight draw, draws, and we have flush draws. I just check back. We get a bet from under the gun +2. We get a raise from the hijack. We get a call from the button. This is crazy. I'm just calling in this spot, and no one gets out of this pot. Everyone calls the 3-bet. Turn is the deuce of diamonds. Does not help our hand out whatsoever. Just check. The hijack player gets the rest of their stack in, 1450. Button calls. We're getting great odds right here, 1450 into a pot of over $51. Getting almost 4-1 on our money in a pot where we are most likely going to be drawing to the best hand with any club, any 8, any 3. So I do make the call. Too many outs, and we do hit an 8 on the river. Get the 30 left in our stack in there. Hopefully we can get a call from anything within this player's range who plays some pretty fishy numbers. Does not call though, folds, and we wind up taking down that pot of almost 63 bucks with the rivered straight. What do you guys think about this hand? Do you think I played it correctly in just calling the whole way? Should I have put in some more betting to try to get some fold equity throughout this hand? We played this one pretty passively, but I'd be interested to see what you guys think about this one and whether you think we should have put in some more raises or betting throughout this hand. Let me know in the comment section below. Now we're at the 100 NL table. We have Queen 10 diamonds on the button. Open raise to 3x. We get a call from the small blind and a 3-bet from the big blind. I just make a call here in position against 2 very deep stacks. Wind up flopping a outside straight draw. Backdoor flush draws. There's 36 in the pot. Big blind leads out for 1/3 pot. I just make a call here. Turn is the 3 of diamonds. We are now 1 card from the diamond draw. Our opponent leads out for 12. Does not show very much aggression. Such a small bet right there. So I think there's a good chance we're going to be able to get this player off of their hand. But if they do make a call, we're not in a bad spot right here. We have a very, very strong draw. So I'll make it 32 to go. Not that big of a raise, but enough to make this player think that we could have something like a jack, possibly a strong king, and get this player off of whatever hand they could be playing. And they do wind up folding, and we take down that pot of $84 with a queen high. I remember this player actually asking what we had. I told him queen high. He said he got rid of a king. I don't think he believed the queen high, but it's what we had. Now we're moving up to the 200 NL table. We have pocket queens in the small blind. We get an open raise from middle position to $5, 2.5x, and we get a call from the cutoff. I put in a 3-bet to 4x the open raise, $20. We get a call from middle position, and we get a call from the cutoff. 62 in the pot. Flop is 9 high, 2-tone, 2 spades out there. We have a backdoor spade draw, and we have the queens over the board. I check back, and we check all the way around. The 3 of spades comes on the turn. I check back once again. Middle position takes over and puts in a bet that they are drawing dead with. Wound up being the best play, checking right there. We make a call. The turn is the jack of spades. I check back, trying to induce one more bluff here. Going to be calling any bet pretty much. They do check back, however, though, and we take down that pot of $123 with the queen high spade flush. Still at the 200 NL, we have ace queen of hearts this time. Under the gun +1, open raise to 3x. We get a call from the player to our left. We get a call from the cutoff. See a 3-way flop. King high, 2-tone, 2 hearts. We are 1 heart from the nut flush draw. Just check back in this spot. Under the gun +2, bets 2/3 pot. I just call, and we hit our nut flush on the turn. Check back. Our opponent bets 2/3 pot this time, and we put in a raise. Our opponent calls. Now 189 in the pot. There's no way this player should be folding in this spot, so I get the rest in. They do fold. Must have hit a set. I don't see what else they could have been calling with and then folding the river. They must have put us on the flush, hit a set, couldn't pair the board, and got rid of it. It's kind of a weird play. I'll take it though. We take down this pot of $189 with the nuts. Now we're at the 100 NL table. We have pocket kings in the big blind. Under the gun, open raises to 2.5x, $2.50. Folds all the way around to us, and we 3-bet to $9. A little bit less than 4x, our opponent calls. Flop is 2-tone, 2 hearts, and 2 sevens. We have backdoor flush draws, and we have the kings over the board. I just check back. Our opponent bets 879, about half pot. We make a call. Turn is the deuce of spades. We check back again. Our opponent bets 17-14. No more just calling. I get it all in right here. If this player does have a strong draw, I want them to pay for it. Once again, I think we're going to get calls from pretty much any pair out there. I don't think we're going to be seeing many pocket fours or pocket deuces, which beat us. Pocket aces are a possibility, but those are the only pairs that we should be worried about. We pretty much beat every other pair out there, and we're probably going to get calls from a lot of those pairs out there, since it is only about $65 for this player to call into a pot of 136. And we do get a call from jacks. We have to avoid a jack on the river. We do, and we win a pot of about $200 with the pocket kings. Pretty good session. A lot of hands. We'll see how the tourneys go in the next video, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the future videos. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications as well. Click the little gear icon on the channel page to turn on your notifications. Head down to the video description to check out the links to all the poker products that I use, including Hold'em Manager, America's Card Room, where I do all of my poker playing. It is a great site that allows US players. It's the only site I'm playing online poker on right now. A lot of great action. I highly suggest playing there if you are looking to play online poker. If you have not signed up or deposited yet, use promo code DKPoker to receive a $1,000 deposit bonus, as well as 50 tournament bucks. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon with a new video, but until then, I'll see you out on the virtual felt.